Alrighty, it seems like this thing's on. Hello and welcome to the 500 kilometers of Calgary. We're not going to start the race just yet. We're going to bring you a little bit of a warm-up before the race starts. So we're going to start a little bit past 2 today. So I'm sorry for that, but I thought we would see a little action with both cars on the track before we start this race. This is my first stream here at Calgary, so should be obviously an interesting one. In that regard, we can find out that Keats Legati is going to lead a Toyota and a Nissan out. Which Toyota is it? It's going to be actually the worst Toyota thus far this season, Jean-Michel Chung, and that Nissan, I believe, is Matteo Giuliano. Find that out right now if that's Matteo or not. Certainly is. Alright. So things, naturally, are going to be interesting. You can see some dark clouds overlooking the track there. Hope we don't get any rain. I didn't see any rain in the forecast anyways. We'll have to find out though. That's not a good way to be doing a warm-up there, Jean-Michel Chung. It's just go out there and drive the car, not necessarily drive your heart out. You'll see one of the distinct advantages of the Porsches here is their supreme acceleration. Although they don't have the top speed as, let's say, a Panos or a Toyota, their acceleration, that's what gets them far. You'll see them really pull on the Panos there, and that's just because these Porsches got really good acceleration. The unfortunate part is that neither of the Porsches qualified well. Nathan Floyd qualified 14th, Kyle Whitman qualifying 15th. So this is by far the worst start for Porsches that have yet to pick up a point. So that's not going to help. So starting in the back obviously doesn't help anybody. Probably the biggest story coming into this. How about the top of the lineup sweep between the two Mercedes? Can't go wrong with that, but Seth Jab ends up with the pole, and who you're seeing here, Marcel Amon, he qualified second. Quite the racer that these two drivers are, and it's actually quite surprising it took until the third race to find Mercedes to be 1-2 in qualifying, but we finally get there. A shocker, in my opinion, that it took them that long. Nonetheless, you can hear the monster roar of the Mercedes V8. We will now take this time to show you who has their onboard cameras for today. And of course, we have an onboard camera on each car. Jason Mudd will be giving us the Toyota onboard camera. Unsurprising on this one. We've had it on Jean-Michel Chung the past few races, but we've decided to move the Toyota onboard camera to Jason. Jason will be providing us with that. The Porsche onboard camera is, at least the GT1 onboard camera, is still going to be Nathan Foy. However, he is still in pit road. He's yet to come out. He might opt to not warm up before the race. Some drivers do that. The Nissan onboard camera is being brought to us by Hayden Hearn. And you can see the thunderous sound of the Nissan V8. How crazy this car can get. So you've got the Nissan in there. The Mercedes onboard cam, as always, is going to be brought to you by Seth. He has also not come out to the track yet. The McLaren onboard camera, that is still going to be on Justin Demon's car, if I can find his car. There we go. So, Justin Demon for the Mercedes, well, the McLaren F1 GTR onboard camera. The Paynos onboard camera will be brought to you by Joey Martinez, yet to come out to the track, and he might decide to come out soon. The Viper onboard camera, rather unsurprisingly, is now brought to you by John Courier. He's yet to come out to the track. And our Porsche onboard camera is given to us by, where is he? Your current points leader in GT2, Daniel Hudson, or at least joint points leader. He's tied with Akit Samara Lagati with 15 points, which is an interesting thing. The points leaders in GT2 have had a win and a non-points paying finish. You have to finish inside of the top 8 in order to get points. In the top 8 in each of your classes in GT1 and GT2. You see some drivers opting to not turn laps. Oh, we get Seth is out on the track, so we get to hear the onboard camera on the Mercedes. And did Joey Martinez decide to come out onto the track at any point? I think he did. Yeah, he did, but he's back in pit road. So we're not going to see that until we get going. So we'll get going with the race then. The two dominant cars have been the Paynos and the Toyota, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Did I get it right? Okay, and the race is now underway, folks. 115 laps to decide who will be the king here at Calgary. You can see cloudy skies kind of dominating. The two Mercedes are going to jump out to a quick 1-2 stride, as third place will be followed in by Joey Martinez, and a surprise entrant here in fourth, Devin Williams. He's usually around the 10th to 12th position. He's riding up in there with the Nissan quite well. In fifth place here is Jean-Michel Chung. So he's relegated himself back to fifth. Here comes the leaders through the S's, and you'll see the 92 rather really step out there. Show you all the cars flying by here on this straightaway. Now here comes the GT2s. Crazy. Hearing the roar of these cars for the first time in a month is always nice to hear. Here comes Seth. He's going to come through the final chicane. We'll see how these drivers handle this. This has been a problem spot for a lot of drivers. You'll see, ooh, Cal Lucas is going to step out. So, you know, the GT2 cars handle. So far, so good. Looks like the Porsches are taking it fine. And oh, a little bit of contact there. I think that sent, unfortunately, I think that sent Daniel Hudson, the points leader, a bit sideways. So your leader, Seth Jab, he's taking off. Here's Joey Martinez in third. We'll go on board, Joey Martinez. You just hear how loud this car is. It's unbelievable. Actually, I forgot. I need to turn up the game volume a little bit. You could just hear the noise of the paintons. It's unbelievable how loud that car is. And now you see here that Devin tried to step out and pass, Jean-Michel Chung stepped out and passed Devin Williams. And you'll see the Nissans there, all 5 of them, 5 positions in a row. And you'll see Matteo Giuliano trying to pass his teacher here, and he will. So that'll put Devin Williams back down into the 6th position. 7th is going to be held by Craig here, or temporarily, as Devin continues to fall back. Perhaps a strategy that we don't know about here. So meanwhile, Seth's got a comfortable lead. 2nd, Marcel Amon getting pounded on by 3rd place Joey Martinez. Then we have 4th, Jean-Michel Chung. 5th, Matteo Giuliano. 6th, Craig Fisher. 7th, Devin Williams. 8th is currently going to one of the factory Nissans. I can't tell which one. That is... my bad, that is Hayden Hearn, the highest points finishing of all the Nissans so far. Which means the transfer position is currently held by Cesar Gomez. So, boy, I know it's early on, but no McLarens, no Porsches in points paying positions, which is not good. Yes, this is a struggle that the Porsches and McLarens have been having all season long. They're trying to, I know in the McLaren program they've been trying to fiddle around with their transmission to see if they can make it any better, and they say that they've made improvements, and clearly they have. They're no longer last place anymore, but there's still a little while to go. Meanwhile, in the Porsche program, they just flat out said this isn't their track to win. Well, that is true. This is a lot of high-speed tracks. We already said that Porsche's not good at the high-speed tracks, but rather the low-speed tracks with a lot of tight corners that allows for quick acceleration. Meanwhile, we'll relegate ourselves to the GT2 class right now, and we'll see that David Tones is currently leading. 2nd place, we head back down to, 3rd place, 2nd place heads down to John Courier. 3rd place, Marcel Holos. 4th place, Christopher Michael Cook. 5th place, Vipers. So Vipers are currently all in the top 5. We expect that to change. 6th place, we have Connor Mindar, I believe that is. Yes, that's Connor Mindar in 6th. He seems to have had a really fast Porsche lately. In 7th, we have the number 70 Porsche. That is Lee Barrett Martin. And in 8th, we have one of the Root Porsches, and that is Pablo Rafael Martins. So those are who are getting points as of right now. Meanwhile, we're heading back up towards the front. Let's see what's going on here. Still clean sailing for the Mercs. 1-2 still. Meanwhile, the Paynos still right on the back of that Mercedes. Surprised we haven't had any major accidents at that chicane so far. That chicane has been a real problem spot. We've seen a lot of very significant accidents there. We've seen flips, we've seen a couple barrel rolls. It just hasn't been a good spot on the track, and now you'll see Joey Martinez got off that corner awful, and now he's getting pounded by Jean-Michel Chung in the 29. And Jean-Michel Chung, out of New Mauritius, he ended up getting his onboard camera revoked after some awful finishes, but now they're trying to come back. And 4th place, I think, is a pretty good statement. And, well, yeah, 4th place is good for right now. You'll see Jean-Michel Chung get up on 2 wheels there. Good save. Now we'll step back and see 5th, 6th, and 7th be Craig Fisher, Matteo Giuliano, and Devin Williams respectively, with 8th place right now being hotly contested, and for good reason. This 8th place should be the highly contested position, and right now we have Hayden Hearn. He's in the final points paying position, currently getting 0 points, is the number 30 of Cesar Gomez. And oh, some contact here between the 44 of Kiao Lucas Abreu and the 30 of Cesar Gomez, and that's going to throw the 44 of Kiao Lucas Abreu into 9th. That's not for any points, but it now puts Kiao Lucas in a position where he could potentially pass that 32 car and get into some points. Yes. That's the biggie right there. And boys, 3 of our onboard cameras are not doing well. Justin Demons back here, he's stuck back here behind 10th. Yes, that's never a good thing. I mean, you see here, here's 9th with Kiao Lucas Abreu. 10th in the form of Cesar Gomez. 11th is going to be Scotty Boy. 12th, Kyle Whitman. So 13th is Justin Demon. I think that's, can't tell which one, but I think it's Jason in 14th, Jonathan Garcia in 15th, and then we actually have a onboard camera in last place. Nathan Foy, 16th. Yeah, the last 2 races not been kind to Nathan at all. No, he's going to try to outbrake Jonathan Garcia there. A risky move. Can't do it. Now, Porsches are really struggling. Meanwhile, the cars that are not struggling, how about the 2 Mercs? Oh, yeah. They are sailing clean away from the pack right now. You can't deny that. The Mercs are the ones that are dominating. At least in GT1 anyways. You can definitely say, and hey, we've got Seth Jab coming up here onto... I mean, we've got Marcel Amon coming up on here into Seth Jab, so this could be an interesting race that we've got going here. On board number 36, this is Seth Jab. This is your current leader. With a win here today, I believe Seth will move to 21 points. That won't be enough for the points lead, even if Jonathan Garcia gets 0 points. Anything can happen, and for example, it looked like Marcel Amon took a really good lick off of that wall in the chicane. We said that this chicane has been a really big problem spot, and we'll see it right here. We warned everyone about the chicane, and here on instant replay, 35 will
yellow flag, back it down.
Oh, we got a yellow flag according to the marshal. Currently trying to identify the source of the yellow flag. You don't know if it's from debris because of somebody smacking up off the chicane. And we don't even know if it's a local yellow or not. I'm looking around to see what's going on. But we do have I believe we do have our first full course caution. It might be due to Marcel Amon's smacking up off the wall there in the final turn. Might be due to something else. I currently do not know what the cause is. Marcel again testing that chicane. That's never a good idea. I heard yellow flag back it down, but it does appear that everyone's slowed off of race pace, so here's an example. Panos has slowed down. Porsches are still racing back to the line. Looks like Connor Mindar is going to be safe for 6th. 7th place is going to go to Lee Barrett Martin. 8th place is going to go to Pablo Martins. So the transfer position currently held by Chris Pfeffer in the 72. Now the question is, what is currently going on? That is the true question right now. Looks like that these cars have gone around the track. Once here, we have Marcel Amon pulling into pit road, probably to take a look at the damage that was caused. Definitely not blaming him on that one. See if anyone else decides to come in with him. Marcel Amon's going back out. Guess they didn't find too much wrong with him. Here comes the GT2 cars now. The 44 Cal Lucas Abreu seems to be behind one of the Vipers. Interesting. He was probably the person that brought out the caution in that regard. So while we're underneath this period of yellow flag.
Green, 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 green.
Okay, or not, rather. Guess we're just gonna go back green. Field didn't even bunch back together, so I guess everyone just ran at a reduced pace around the track. Maybe it's just a track rule. I'm not sure how yellow flags are done in this game. Clearly not very cleanly. This is a pre-built track, too. You would think that the safety car would be fine. Whatever, though. Well, that's going to put Seth Jab out to an enormous lead. Joey Martinez second. Meanwhile, Cal Lucas Abreu, I don't think he can make passes until he gets back to the line. That's when the official green flag actually begins for him. So he's going to be stuck behind that. He's going to be stuck behind that Viper until he gets back to the line, and we'll see him make a move then. Here we go. We'll see how quickly it takes for the 44 to get around him. It didn't take that long. Did not take the 44 long at all. You'll see Seth now actually coming up on lap traffic. So now Seth getting around some Porsches here. We're done with 11 laps, which would mean that we are actually over a 10th done with this race. Well, over an 11th done anyways. We'll be over a 10th done with the next lap. So that's pretty cool right there. You'll see Seth, he'll get around that car rather quickly. Lap traffic is probably the most annoying thing that you can have in any single race. I'm telling you, it can make or break your race, but it will slow you down. I will tell you that. It will definitely slow you down. So Jean-Michel Chung will take third. Fourth, Craig Fisher. Fifth is going to be Matteo Giuliano. Sixth, Devin Williams. Seventh is one of the Nissans, Hayden Hearn. Seventh is going to be Cesar Gomez. And eighth is going to be Marcel Amon. Or excuse me, eighth is going to be Cesar Gomez. Ninth is going to be Marcel Amon. So Marcel's currently outside, on the outside looking in. And one of the Porsches right behind him, Kyle Whitman, getting a little squirrely in that corner. He's in 10th and he is hungry. And the entire Porsche group is hungry. They know that they've messed up the past few races. They really screwed up Moncton. You know, they should have swept Moncton if you ask me. They had the cars to do it. Of course, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to win just because you have the car to do it. But still, that was definitely the Porsche's race to lose, and they ended up losing it. At least they were able to dominate GT2. You can see right now, lap traffic is really breaking the Paynos' race right now, as he's losing time on Seth rather quickly, and Jean-Michel Chung, along with Craig Fisher, are actually catching up to Joey Martinez. Jean-Michel Chung might be Toyota's only hope today. There's a very good chance of that happening. So, you know, Jean-Michel Chung really needs to have a solid top 3 finish, something that pays double digits in points. Because it's going to be the same thing for Joey Martinez. These two need to get something that'll pay them double digit points. Because their teammates are not going to do well. And as far as manufacturer points anyways, right now Toyota and Paynos are by far and away the two dominant classes. Nissan and Mercedes are behind, and then Porsche and McLaren have no points at all. And now we have breaking news. Craig Fisher has just moved into a podium position. He is now going to move up into 3rd place. We haven't seen a Nissan really lead a race outside of a pit strategy. So we'll see if well, we saw that a little bit at Atico Car, and you'll see Craig. Ooh, that's an example of lap traffic not going your way, as Craig was trying to pull the "excuse me, get the hell out of my way" card, and that almost ended up backfiring. So I thought the 33 was gonna do a barrel roll there. Not quite what happened. Okay, we are 14 laps through this race. Seth is your current leader. 2nd, Joey Martinez. Craig Fisher, 3rd. Jean-Michel Chung, 4th. Matteo Giuliano, 5th. Hayden Hearn, 6th. Devin Williams, 7th. Cesar Gomez, 8th, with Marcel Amon on the outside looking in. He really needs to get around Cesar Gomez. For manufacturer points, what will count? Well, the 1st and 2nd place Nissans will count. The Toyota, the Paynos, and the Mercedes will all count, and that is it. None of the other points will count. So the 3 Nissans in 6th, 7th, and 8th is, how can I say this lightly, huge. And then you also have the Porsches and the McLarens that are currently on the outside looking in as well. You can see, for example, Kyle Whitman trying to shake things up here and desperately trying to put a Porsche inside of the top 8, and it looks like he's gonna do it here if he can catch up to Cesar Gomez. So now Kyle Whitman, he'll go into 9th. You can see really Michael Bruce Scott's really giving everything that McLaren has. Nathan Foy trying now. He needs to work on getting up to Cesar Gomez. That's the biggie. He needs the 8th position. Porsche needs the points, even if it's just 1. Something to get them out of the pointless slump through the first 2 races. Remember, this is only a 12-race season, so it's not long. It's really not long at all. You see Devin trying to pass one of the Porsches here. He'll do so successfully. And now Marcel Amon trying to pass Kyle Whitman there. That was a failure, to say the least. This time he will end up getting around Kyle Whitman, more than likely. We'll find out, though. Oh, the Porsche team advantage right there. Oh, but the Nissan pulls directly out in front of Kyle Whitman. And now Seth Jab's going to end up passing him. Cesar Gomez is like, what the hell? Well, Hamid Azine, he's the only Porsche to not record points, and there we saw Justin Demon really breaking loose there, coming out of the chicane. Of course, we've just been monitoring GT1. There's another race going on right now, and that involves the GT2 cars. And right now, the Vipers, clean sweep. David Tone's leading. You'll see John Courier. That is that yellow, red, white, and green. Now here's Marcel Holos, blue and gold. Christopher Michael Cook in one of those Orica Vipers. And then Andrew Smith in the last of the Orica Vipers. 6th, Connor Mindar. 7th is going to be Lee Barrett Martin, and he'll be coming down in the aqua and white Porsche. And then in the aqua and black and silver Porsche is Pablo Martins. Chris Pfeffer is on the outside looking in. He is in 9th. So he needs points. Again, every point matters. speaking of every point matters, there's actually a 4-point gap between getting the leader and second place. Leader gets paid 15 points. Second place, well, you get paid 11 points. You need points to win a championship, obviously. So, can't think of any better way of doing that. You see Joe Martinez, their drivers are being very impatient today. Joe Martinez trying to catch Seth right now. And boy, this really reminds me of when I was playing Gran Turismo 5. You know, I was always driving the Panos, always. I had so much success in the Panos Esperante, it's not even funny. I probably have one of the fastest, if not the fastest Panos Esperante in Gran Turismo. Or at least had at that time. Certainly don't have it anymore. And Seth always drove the Mercedes. Big Merc fan. And us two, we would always battle. Of course, he would always win because the Panos is crap in Gran Turismo. And we've got a battle for the lead here. Here comes Joey Martinez. He's going to come around and he will take the lead away from Seth. So Seth is now no longer your leader. It's the first lap that Seth has not led in GT1. And you'll see the much different sounding Mercedes V8 as opposed to the Panos V8. And now the Panos seems to be pulling away, so Joey Martinez. Perhaps this could be Panos' day finally, and they can end up winning a race. First two races won gleefully by Toyota. You had Jason winning the first one, Jonathan Garcia winning the second one. Cal Lucas Abreu finishing second both times. But now Panos has the lead. Now let's go back actually to the transfer position because I heard that there's some news going on there. Yeah, it's mainly the lack of news actually that I think is the most shocking here. Cesar Gomez and Devin Williams, the 7th and 8th, they have effectively pulled away from the other transfer positions. I believe I saw one of the Porsches come down pit road. Yes, I would like to report that Kyle Whitman is out with an engine issue. So one of the Porsches already retired. This is absolutely bad news coming out of the Porsche department. So Kyle Whitman is out indefinitely, you say? Yes. The Porsche that was coming down pit road, looks like most of the Porsches are actually heading down pit road now. We've got Jared LaPierre and Akitz Amaralagati coming out of pit road right now. Interesting. So it's a toughie. Oh, Marcel Holos really taking a good ping off that wall there. Hopefully that they've engineered that wall to be soft enough where not a lot of damage is caused to the car. So Craig, how's he doing in third? Well, since Craig took over third, he was able to turn a 1:29.039. I'm not sure if he's catching or pulling away. I'm not sure if he's catching or not. Okay. So now Nathan Foy is Porsche's only hope. Is that correct? Yeah, that would be correct, since the Porsche 911 GT1 engine has failed in Kyle Whitman's car. We have to see what happens with Nathan Foy. He's Porsche's only hope now to score any points in this race. Well, that's certainly not good. Justin Demon right now is in 12th place in that McLaren. How is Justin doing? He's saying that the car is just awful. The gearing is a lot better, but the car is much tighter and just doesn't turn in comparison to all the other GT1 cars. And you gotta know that that car was kind of grandfathered into the FIA GT1. It's the least exotic of all the GT1s here, and it's going to have a lot more drag and a lot less downforce than most of these GT1s out there. So you would think, obviously, that the McLaren F1 is slower, despite the huge 6-liter engine that they have in there. And that V12 is one of the best sounding engines in the game. It appears that Seth is once again well, I shouldn't say once again, but it does appear that Seth is running down Joey Martinez. Well, this is certainly some news here. It's come within 1.8 seconds, and Craig is only 8.35 seconds back. We'll see if that changes this time around. Coming to the sector, he's 7.5 seconds back, so Craig is catching both the Paynos and the Mercedes. Oh boy. Let's go back to the back of the pack, and we find that two Toyotas are really struggling here. Jason Mudd and Jonathan Garcia. Let's go on board Jason Mudd and let's ask him, if you actually had any conversation with the Rega, with the man from Rega. We have not had any conversation with him. However, we have talked to a few of his crew members, and they're basically saying that the car is very, very tight here. This is just not the kind of track that the Toyota seems to be good at. Even though their teammate from New Mauritius, Jean-Michel Chun, is up in the points paying positions, they're saying that their car seems to be a bit weighed down. Well, that's certainly not great news. And while it seems like Seth's car has come alive as of late, Joey Martinez has only been turning 130s or better, 130s or worse, since he took over. Seth, the past few, have been in the low 130s. Joey Martinez has not been in the low 130s. Well, he was the last lap. Key point is, Seth seems to be coming. Arguably, you could say these two cars are the two best sounding cars out there on the track. Both of these cars have two very, very loud and deep roars, especially the Paynos. You know, I heard a story once that someone was in the backstretch cafe at Circuit de la Sarthe while this car was screaming by. They said that that car screaming by rattled the whole building. That's how crazy loud that car is. And of course, that car's got a side exhaust too, just adding to its loudness. An amazing sound, you would say. You could say that. Looks like Seth lost a little time there through that chicane. see some GT2s coming. So more lap traffic. One of the Vipers have fallen down, and that's Andrew Smith. Well, that's not good. Well, Andrew Smith has fallen down through the Porsche's ranks here. He has now fallen down into 7th. Connor Mandar and Lee Barrett Martin are currently ahead. Well ahead, actually, of Andrew Smith, and Chris Pfeffer is actually is threatening to take that position away from him. Certainly, and that's it for 8th, I believe, right? Yes, that's for the final points-paying position. Note that if Alexandra Martineau, who's currently on the bubble, catches them, there could mean there could be a lot more. There could be a lot more stuff going on. Okay, I'm just realizing this now that someone has commented on my Twitch page. So I'm sorry. I am very, very sorry that I'm just getting around to this now. So, Jerasir X. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing these names awfully. I'm probably pronouncing half the names in this lineup awfully. But Jerasir X says, or asks, what mod is this and where can I find it? Well, the best answer is that this is the Le Mans 98 mod with a lot of in-home modifications to it. It's got a completely rebuilt sound engine and physics engine in it. It was basically an incomplete mod that I found off of some Japanese website that I can't even remember. In fact, I know that a lot of the mods from that website are actually down, so if you Google just R-Factor Le Mans 98 mod, you might be able to find it. I don't know if it's still active. And even if you do end up finding it, it won't be the same as the mods provided. Obviously, I've changed all the drivers' names because the actual mod comes with the real driver's name, so instead of the 36, you'll have whatever team drove the 36 Mercedes. I can't remember who drove the 36 Mercedes, but it's the team that didn't have Mark Webber in it. I know that. I mean, not Mark Webber, Bernd Schneider. It's not the team that had Bernd Schneider. I think they had Jean-Marc Bounan in the 36. But yeah, the mod that you'll find on the internet, if you end up finding it, is actually going to be completely different physics and sound-wise than what you see on here. And this track, if you're wondering what this track is, this track should be pre-built into your R-Factor game. This is obviously Montreal. But anyways, we are now 26 laps into the Calgary 500 kilometers, and I gotta say that we're making some pretty good time here, to say the least. We're not exactly a quarter of the way through this. We'll be a quarter of the way through it once we complete 29 laps. And we've been racing for about 40 minutes. So that's pretty good right there. If we've been racing for about 40 minutes, this is what we get. So Joey Martinez has fallen to 3rd since then. I think what happened is he might have pit. I'm not 100% sure. Let me take a look at the lap times. At 146 there was probably indicative of a pit on lap 24. So either that or he ended up getting an off, or I wasn't paying attention. Obviously I was only looking at Seth Jack. take a look and see what happened. It was only, it was a long time ago. I mean, it was a few laps ago, so I won't be able to get there. Anyways, going back to GT2, the Vipers are back up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as Andrew Smith was able to get back around Connor Mindar. Lee Barrett Martin is in 7th. Paulo Martin's back into 8th, so Christopher Pfeffer is now out of the points paying position in 9th. As Alexander Martineau actually just powered by him. And boy, this is interesting. We've got the man from Wawata here battling a man from Jabiru. Yes. The Wawata Alexandra Martineau. Now there was some shuffling going on down here. We have Jason Mudd. He is in pit road along with Nathan Foy. So we are seeing pit stops. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. And usually once one comes, they all come. So we'll find out. Let's see what happens here with Craig. He's currently in 2nd, doing what I would call a remarkable job. He's going to stay out on the track for another lap. The Mercedes, obviously one of the more efficient cars out there, enjoys some pretty good fuel economy. Usually they're out there for maybe another 2 to 3 laps more than the other drivers. But this means that Jean-Michel Chung should be thinking about going to pit road shortly. It also means that Marcel Amon is moving through the field because of the pit stops. I saw someone diving into pit road. It's one of the Nissans. It's Cesar Gomez. So Gomez is in pit road. He's going to lose a position here to Garcia. No, he won't. Maybe he'll lose it to Michael Bruce Scott. Maybe, I say, because he might get out in front of him. Find out, if you will. Ooh, it's not going to be that close, actually. It's going to be Cesar Gomez getting out well in front of Michael Bruce Scott. So that's going to put Marcel Amon back into a points-paying position in 5th. And he's right on the back of Jean-Michel Chung. Oh boy. And now you have the Nissans, who seem to have had poorer efficiency than most of the other drivers. We saw Craig Fisher. He's coming down pit road now. So 2nd place coming down pit road. And Joey Martinez is probably going to slip on by here. Waiting for it. There he goes. I don't think Jean-Michel Chung will be able to. We'll find out. Well, actually, Marcel Amon just got around Jean-Michel Chung, so Michel's going to move back to 4th. Craig is back out, so got that going for him. So Jean-Michel Chung back to 5th and might be moving back to 6th, depending on what Hayden does here. So now we have Seth Jab. He's pulling a lap time. Well, he's currently got a 24-second lead on Joey Martinez. And now the question is, when does he decide to pit? Does he decide to pit now or later? It's a possibility. We'll find out what happens. And Seth's going to go into pit road. We'll see if Joey Martinez can close the gap. It's a very long straightaway that he's got to get down here. Craig is another second back yet, behind Joey Martinez. So, he's got that going for him. Oh, Seth is already coming out. And there he goes. Joey Martinez putt-putting around. And he's going to get a big negative on his scorecard, so he's going to fall back to second after all those pit stops. Seth's got the lead. Joey Martinez, second place. Craig, third. Marcelo on fourth, but you know that he's yet to pit. Jean-Michel Chun fifth. Hayden Hearn sixth. Devin Williams seventh, and Mateo Giuliano eighth. With Cesar Gomez in the transfer position. And in 10th place, maybe we could start seeing some McLaren magic. 10th place is going to be Michael Bruce Scott. Because of the retirement of the number 26 Porsche of Kyle Whitman, not with an engine failure. Because of Kyle Whitman, the only team that can finish dead last in both positions is going to be the Porsche team, and I don't see that happening. As Cal Lucas Abreu ends up now finishing his pit stop. And, well, he's well out. Yes, he's actually about to go a lap down. So, Cal Lucas Abreu very likely to not receive any points for today. Yes. Meanwhile, we take a look at the people that are in a points-paying position versus people that are not. It's a 13-second gap from Mateo Giuliano down to Cesar Gomez. So, that's a really large gap. So, don't expect any battles for points anytime soon, at least for who gets points and who doesn't. However, Craig might have an interesting thing going on here. I'll tell you what, the Killy Boys have been doing quite well recently, and Craig really trying to back that up in his Nissan. Well, currently he's behind two Porsches, so that's not helping his cause any. He needs to get around both of them as soon as he possibly can. He really needs to get around. He really needs to get up to that Panos. He was so close. He was within a second of Joey Martinez, and then he ends up losing it because he gets caught behind lap traffic. I don't know how many times I've said it, but lap traffic will make or break your race. Marcel Amon, he ended up pitting during that caution, which would be a lap, what, 9? Yes. So lap 9, he ended up pitting. Seth Jab was able to make it all the way to lap 30 before pitting. So we're on lap 32. We'll expect to see Marcel Amon hit pit road probably anywhere between lap 38 and 41. So maybe not complete doom there. Well, it's better than a retirement. That's certainly the thing right there. That's a lot better than a retirement. The best battle for position right now is actually between teammates. For 6th place, we have here Hayden Hearn, Devin Williams. That's the best battle in GT1 anyways. As far as GT2, I'll have to scroll and see. David Tones, that's 2nd, 3rd. Well, we got a battle for 3rd here between Vipers, potentially. So that's 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Oh! Oh, he's only going to drop one. Crazy. Now he's going back here. Devin Williams, Hayden Hearn. Boy, the Nissan group's got to be really cheering right now. They're taking up 4 points positions. That's absolutely huge. Yeah, and Nissan's fully taking advantage. They're like, okay, look, we haven't had a lot of good luck recently. Now, Toyota is doing horribly today. All we need to do is just clog as many points paying positions as possible, and Toyota's going to lose a lot of points. And that's basically what they're doing right now. Marcel Amon is off sequence, so that's something to think about. But meanwhile, I should mention this because of the inclusion of lap traffic. The gap between 9th place and 8th place is now only a few seconds. So a McLaren in a points paying position, all of a sudden, attainable. Imagine that. Yeah, imagine if that could end up happening today. That would be, uh-oh! We got a McLaren in the fence. And Michael Gruscott just messed up any kind of chance that he had of getting into anywhere. Anyways, Hayden's pulling a little bit on Devin now. Devin's probably not too happy about that. Yeah, he's going to try his best to rectify that right now. See, the Porsche is probably going to take advantage. And he ends up getting shut off. Devin's probably one of the most aggressive drivers out there on the track. That's got to be taken into account. See if that battle for third is still going on. Right now, Marcel Hollis is winning that. Look at that. Let's go on board second place John Courier, just because, you know, we can. And he's actually hunting down, that is the leader, I believe. We can go back to that. Yes. So we've now got a battle for the lead in GT2. So that Viper ahead of him, that's number 50, his teammate David Tomes. You're on board the number 55 Viper of John Courier. That Porsche ahead is a lap down. That's number 60 Jared Lapierre. And it finally looks like the Vipers are going. Here we go! And John Courier has finally taken over the lead. But it looks like, finally, the Vipers might have something on the Porsches. I mean, I don't want to say that it's about time, but man. For a new leader in GT2, John Courier. See how long you can keep that. Meanwhile, Michael Bruce Scott, I think, went in for a pit stop after his mess up. He did, so that effectively takes him out of the running there. So he can forget about scoring points. Too much. Now let's go on board Nathan Foy. And boy, this is the best way to describe this performance by Porsche today. Frustrating. They already have one car that's out. Nathan has been doing... I don't want to say that's Nathan's fault, because it's not Nathan's fault. Nathan got on the pole in that Porsche at Moncton by a few tenths of a second. That car has speed, plenty of speed. So I don't want to say that it's Nathan's fault at all, because it's clearly not. He's a very rapid driver. I just think that Porsche ended up missing the tune here for this track. And boy, it clearly shows. It very, very clearly shows. When you miss a setup, this is the kind of performance that happens. So definitely not going to blame Nathan for that one. Just Porsche missed the setup. So that brings us to our next topic of discussion, the two Toyotas. And boy, you have the two Toyotas that have been doing so well, and the one Toyota that hasn't been doing that well. Now remember, each of the Toyotas had a significant amount of lead time in the first race of the season, the 1,000-kilometer Moncton race. And now we're here at the 500 kilometers of Calgary. And boy, it seems like a role reversal of sorts here, with Jean-Michel Chung actually being in front here. Well, not in front. He's actually might end up being on the outside looking in by the end of this. Because Devin Williams and Matteo Giuliano, they're all hard-charging cars here, certainly. Meanwhile, going back, we still have that battle for the lead. Nah, it looks like John Courier's really stepped out here on David Tones. Meanwhile, Seth Jab. Boy, you gotta be really comfortable. Uh-oh. And that is a Marcel Holos putting it into the fence. So we'll see what happened here. Not good. So that's going to send, that's more than likely going to send Marcel Holos to pit road. Christopher Michael Cook's probably like, get the hell out of my way, Columbi boy. Yep. Obviously, Christopher Michael Cook, fresh out of the United Mictum, I should say. Very fresh out of the United Mictum. Probably about as arrogant as Michael Bruce Scott is. Meanwhile, Jean-Michel Chung, he's in 6th. Maybe might pick up a position of 5th here. And you'll see Marcel Holos and John Courier really battling there. I mean, Marcel Holos and Christopher Michael Cook really battling there, with 2 GT1 cars right behind them, and the form of Hayden Hearn and New Mauritius native Jean-Michel Chung. And there goes Marcel Holos in a pit road, and Jean-Michel Chung hits the wall slightly. And that's going to slow him down. Will Devin be able to take advantage? The answer to that is no. Meanwhile, boy, the consistency of the Porsches are really starting to show. Connor Mindar is up into 4th. Lee Barrett Martin up into 5th. Oh my. So Porsche consistency. Consistency means everything, and especially in these endurance races. Sometimes you can't just push it too hard. Looks like Joey Martinez has hit pit road again. It seems like he's hitting pit road early. Lap 36. So that's going to put Craig Fisher up in a second. Now the Panos that is right behind Craig Fisher, that is not Joey Martinez, but rather that is Cal Lucas Abreu, who's had an awful day. The car just went into pit road, and that's a Mercedes. That Mercedes is going to be Marcel Amon. So let's see if Joey Martinez will be able to get around Marcel Amon. Certainly not Jean-Michel Chung. And there you can clearly see he's gotten now he's gotten around him. Jean-Michel Chung is just coming out now, and there goes Marcel Amon. So Jean-Michel Chung has no hope of getting to Marcel. Whoa, one of them, Daniel Hudson able to slip way wide there. So it's about time that the Vipers have done their job. Well, seemingly have done their job. Andrew Smith is just slow as usual. And Marcel Homos failed. At least he's got a new front piece on that, and hopefully there's some new suspension work. Craig Fisher, according to my stats, was closing in on Seth Jab. I say was because he's not anymore. He's stuck by the Porsche. But it does appear that Nissan really has speed. And he's still stuck behind a Porsche. That's just vile right there. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. Yeah, Craig is letting out a little frustration to Jared LaPierre there. Basically communicating to him, look buddy, I have a race to win. Get the hell out of my way. That's the main thing right there. Meanwhile, we have a battle for the transfer position, potentially in GT1. We've got Cesar Gomez in the 30, Devin Williams in the 92. Wow, nice. So, Gomez for the salads, Devin for Glisa. Speaking of Glisa, actually, the next race is going to be the 500 kilometers of Thunder Bay, as the IFAS GT comes home for, well, like I said, coming for pretty much their home event here. One of the largest races of the season. Over 80,000 is expected to pack. Over 80,000 is expected to pack the streets for probably the biggest event in Glisa the entire year. The Long Beach the Long Beach 500 kilometer race. 2 weeks from now. So that's 2 weeks. That's going to put that race at January the 30th. And that race, obviously, unless anything comes up, will be scheduled for 2 p.m. Eastern. Looks like Cesar has backed off a little bit. It's a long way back to Jason Mudd, so there's really no other medal there. Is there a battle for the transfer position? The answer is maybe. However, I would like to take this opportunity, even though we haven't done it yet, and we're going to go on board Hudson. That is Daniel Hudson right there. Only one driver retired thus far, Kyle Whitman. His engine let go on lap 17. These cars aren't impervious. And meanwhile, I believe we just got a position trade here as Marcel Amon has just gotten around Joey Martinez. They've been battling for a few laps, I can see here, but Marcel seems like he's just taken that position over quite permanently. So Martinez is going to fall back to 4th. John Courier, he is the one with the lead there, holding. You want to see the speed of these GT1 cars. Watch how quick this Panos is able to get by him when he decides to make his move. Nothing is more unnerving when you're a lapped car, and there's a GT1 car right behind you. This is one of the scariest things about driving an underclassed car. Even though, yeah, you're not competing with these guys. There he goes. Let's see. Hey, he just completely outbroke him, and now watch this. Look at that. You think that the Viper's 600 horsepower is good? That Panos is history in the Viper's eyes. No doubt about that. Meanwhile, I don't know if it's because Seth Jab's gotten into some traffic here, but Craig is within 6 seconds. Now you might be thinking, oh, I'm making a big deal. Well, he's been about 10 seconds behind. So he's all of a sudden made 4 seconds up on Seth, which is a big deal. There goes the Nissan R390 right around him. Well, I haven't really. I know I've been doing this in the version of a Twitch stream, but I thought I'll probably upload this to YouTube for archive purposes. Because why not? So right now the Mercedes, they're in large and in charge right now, 1st and 3rd, and this will give them 23 more points towards the championship. It won't put them in the manufacturer lead, but it's a step. Meanwhile, Jean-Michel Chung has hit on lap 43. So what this means, I know this won't mean much to you guys, but what this means to us is that, well, all 5 Nissans are in the top 8 points-paying positions. Which is huge. Yes, huge. Considering that Nissan's going to get paid big, Mercedes is going to get paid big, Panos is going to get paid nothing, basically nothing, and everyone else is going to get paid nothing. Toyota is currently earning 0 points. Porsche is currently earning 0 points. McLaren's currently getting 0 points. That's 3 manufacturers that are getting 0 points. Now the thing about Nissan is that they gotta go up there and derail Mercedes. That's the tough part. They've got assignment 1 complete, get the Nissans, get all the Nissans in the top 8. Now they gotta go up and execute against the Mercs. The only driver that's shown that he's confident enough to do that is Craig, who's been slowly but surely, it seems, reeling in Seth Jab. But there has been sporadic traffic. There has been some sporadic traffic to deal with for Craig. So you also have to include that in those calculations as well. So really, has he been catching? Yes, but has it been pure catching? Not really, as the gap just opened up to 7 seconds. And Seth is pretty much free from all lap traffic now. David Tone's just coming out of pit road now, it seems. So with him coming out of pit road, he's still got lead. Marcel Holos and Andrew Smith falling back, as Connor Mindar, Alexander Martineau, Mohamed Azim, and Pablo Martins are all ahead of Holos and Smith. Well, not Martins anymore. Got to think of when these guys have last pit. For Mohamed Azim, lap 25. For Alexandra Martino, lap 25. Noticing the pattern here. For Connor Mindar, it's lap 25. So you will probably see them come in at around lap 50. Meanwhile, John Courier is the last time that he has pit. He pit on... I'm trying to figure out what lap this is. Oh, here it is. He pit on lap 38. Oh, so the Porsche is clearly getting better fuel economy. Christopher Michael Cook, he pit on lap 35. David Tones. How about this? Christopher Michael Cook, though, he's ahead of David Tones now. But your leader is John Courier, and, well, Marcel Holos is suffering right now. Connor Mindar is far enough ahead where Marcel's not going to pass him. You can almost make the same argument for Alexandra Martineau. I wouldn't make the same argument for Mohamed Azim, certainly not. But we'll see how that works out. As of right now, this Viper is in the last point feint position, Andrew Smith. Lee Barrett Martin's on the outside looking in. Craig, 7.6 seconds. Going up front, there's Seth. And that seemed like one of the McLarens. I think that was Scotty Boy's McLaren, and he's being threatened to people a lap down. Uh-oh. When's the last time that Seth has pit? Well, when's the last time that Craig has pit? The last time that Craig has pit is lap... oh my. Lap 29. Last time that Seth pit? Lap 30. So, Seth and Craig enjoying some really good fuel efficiency here, to say the least. Marcel Amon, who went as his last pit, it was on lap 40. Ooh! Bounce off that wall a little difficult. That was a bit hard. Crag. Yeah, the aggro Crag currently in the second position. You know, we were kind of waiting for one of the Nissans for quite a while to really break out. And it seems like to be a different Nissan every single time that we're out. At Moncton, it was Cesar Gomez. At Atikakari, it was Hayden Hearn. And at this track, we've got Craig Fisher. I'm going to think that the next track, Matteo Giuliano, is probably going to be the big guy to come out. So we're going to find out. I'm going to put the onboard cam for Matteo Giuliano at... Actually, no, I'm going to put the onboard cam for Devin Williams at Long Beach because that's his home track. That is his home track. Ooh, chopped that lead down by a half second there, but we've got GT cars and we've got Toyotas. Oh dear me. So, Jonathan Garcia just got put a lap down. Ooh, not good. Speaking of Toyotas, we really haven't done any onboard cameras, especially with the Toyotas, mainly because they haven't been doing well. Here's an onboard camera with Jason. Thought we'd go on board Jason for a little bit there. Meanwhile, Seth Jab dealing with some heavy traffic, I believe. Craig is now up to 4.5 seconds. I think Craig is trying to match the fuel efficiency here of Seth Jab. I don't know if it's because Jonathan Garcia has been trying to be greedy with Seth or what's been going on. But currently, Seth is going to be in a heap of trouble here, especially if he can't find a way around that Viper soon. 2.6 seconds now is the gap. Gotta imagine it's going to be in this corner that Seth's going to make some kind of move. You knew it was going to be in eventually. No! Jonathan Garcia. Oh, we got a portion of the door. That was Daniel Hudson there. And now we got a battle for the lead here, as here comes Craig. Remember, it's the Nissan and the Merc that is battling for the lead. Oh! Contact between the Mercedes and the Toyota. Oh boy. A traffic jam, no doubt about it. Who's gonna go where? Craig trying to find a way around. Craig can't find a way around. Craig cannot find a way around. Jonathan Garcia massively benefits from this. Daniel Hudson goes to pit road. And Seth's gonna get loose. He'll smack up off the wall. But Craig is unable to take advantage. Seth still has the lead. Oh boy. Seth has only dropped the lead once today, and that was to the Panos Esperante GTR1 of Joey Martinez. Other than that, it has been all Seth Jab and Mercedes today. You can say that's surprising, you can say that's unsurprising. I think the surprisement here is that Seth's biggest competition right now is coming from that number 33 Nissan. And Craig trying to squeeze through here. He's going to have the advantage on the straightaway. And Craig Fisher, for the time being, he has the lead for him to actually get the lap ahead. He needs to get to the start and finish line first, though. This is official by exactly 0 means. So it's looking very, very likely that it's going to be official. Let's see if Seth can get a good draft here down the straightaway. Looks like Craig's a bit gone. And Craig takes off. And Craig Fisher has actually just led his first lap here in the IFAS GT HypoWorld Championship. Beautiful. But that doesn't mean that this battle's over, because Seth is not taking kindly to Craig taking that position. Now, if this was in Gran Turismo, Seth probably would have dumped Craig by now. You've got the 640 horsepower engine in that Nissan, but the Nissan's heavy. 610 horsepower coming out of the Merc. The Merc is lighter. Both of them V8s. The Nissan, a lower displacement V8 with turbochargers. The Merc, a high displacement, naturally aspirated V8. 6-liter V8, I believe. I believe so as well. Meanwhile, in the Nissan, it's a 3.6-liter V8, twin turbocharged. Still can't believe that they crank out 640 horsepower out of that thing. Crazy. Here comes Seth! Oh! Did you see Seth acrobat his car there? He was on 2 wheels in both corners. Craig's gonna leave him to Jared LaPierre. Seth trying to get around Jared. Will he let him? John Courier just coming out of pit road. Both of these guys are actually yet to pit yet. They still need a pit. The last time they pit is lap 25. A crazy battle for the lead, and now we've got a Marcelo. Now we've got, I believe, all the Nissans have just pit. One way or another, I think. Yeah, the Nissans pit. Devin, Aiden, Mateo, they all just pit. Craig's probably going to pit with the lead here. Seth can probably get an extra 2 to 3 laps on Craig. We'll find out. Oh boy. With the exception of a few laps, Seth has led every single lap today. Craig stays out. Oh boy. Folks, we've got ourselves what might be a crazy race to the finish here. We're coming up on halfway. That'll be 57. We started this race at 2:03, and we're going to be at halfway. Actually, 58 is going to be halfway. We might even be halfway. Not generously, but we might be halfway before the hour-and-a-half mark, which is making great time. Craig is now pulling away from Seth. And Cesar Gomez is now in pit road. That's going to allow drivers like Joey Martinez, Jason Mudd, who just ran into pit road anyways. How about Nathan Foy, who just went into pit road? I know I really haven't paid much attention to the GT2 class, but since that's all taken care of, we have John Courier first, David Tone second, Christopher Michael Cook in third, Connor Mindard, the only Porsche breaking this up, that's in fourth, Andrew Smith, Viper, fifth, Alexander Martineau, sixth, Lee Barrett Martin, seventh, and Bryce Lovelace in eighth. Last one's going to be Mohammed Azim. He's in ninth, 0 points. Marcel Holos is well behind. Only retirement to this point is Kyle Whitman. He's out with a blown engine. Craig has completed his pit stop. Marcel Amon nowhere near Craig to stop him. So Steph is back out to the lead. Now we gotta wait for cars like the Paynos, like the Toyota to pit again. Well, when's the last time Marcel Amon has pit? Marcel Amon took his pit on lap 40. He's likely not to pit until 70. He is off sequence. Going on board Seth again. This is what endurance racing is all about here, folks. Oh, we got a crazy Porsche going on here. That's the thing about endurance racing here. Yes, I'm still live. Cool. Best thing about endurance racing is this. You could have the fastest car on the track and you could still finish last. You could have the slowest car on the track and still win the race. It's all about consistency, your pit crew, how much lap traffic you run into, how you deal with that, the amount of mistakes you make on the track. If you're mistake-free all race long, you must be Jesus or something. You must have, like, some kind of divine right. Love the deep roar of that Mercedes. It's incredible. Just don't see that anywhere else. The deep roar of the Mercedes-Benz V8. See here, will Seth Jeb come into pit road? No. So Seth to not come in pit road. Craig, is he catching? No. Lost 4/10 there. It's been oscillating between 13 and 14 seconds though. He does have the slower car of Justin Demmin in front of him. Both McLaren F1s are 1 lap down, along with Cal Lucas and Brady's Paynos. That's a lap down as well. Craig caught him 4/10 there. Now Craig's going to lose a little bit of time here because he got stuck behind the Paynos momentarily. Oh, Craig gained some time through that sector. Wow. Now we've got Seth. Will he decide to pit here? No. Oh, dear me. that's pretty much the appropriate statement here is, oh dear me. Oh boy. Craig is now down to 12.8 seconds, so Seth getting caught behind the Porsches here. Not good. Meanwhile, Craig's going to get caught behind something here himself, so... Oh, there you go. The Porsche goes into the kitty litter. And now the Mercedes. And now the gap's only 10 seconds. Does Seth decide to pit now? Yes. Oh dear me. Here we go. It's a race now. Oh, Craig putting Justin Dem in a lap down. Oh, I thought Craig was going to go up on two wheels. All good though. Seth in pit road. Craig's got the lead. Oh, how many seconds? How many seconds is Seth going to be down? I'm reading 8. Oh. Jean-Michel Chung's gone down pit road. All 5 Nissans are back to the top 8. Oh boy, this is Nissan's race. And this might be Nissan's race. Seth Jab going through the corners here. Now he's the one that's behind. He's the one that needs to play catch up. He's been leading all day long. He's out of his element. He's dominated the first half of this race. He needs to get back up there and he needs to dominate the second half of this race. Craig's finally overtaken him. Boy, Craig has just had a slow but sure progression throughout the day. Slowly getting faster, slowly getting better, slowly passing faster cars. And now, poof, first place. That's gotta feel good on a driver when you got a 7th, 8th place car and then you find yourself in first. That's absolutely huge, I can tell you that. There's no better feeling in the world when you know that you have a slow car and yet you're leading. You're like, come on guys, what the hell are you doing? Get back up here. Perhaps a surprise here? How about Joey Martinez being 4th? The only points paying Toyota or Paynos right now. Wow. Only. Oh. Cesar Gomez really got loose there, so that's going to put Jean-Michel Chung up into 8th. Jason Mudd's kind of on the outside looking in here. Certainly. But right now it is all Craig. Go back to GT2 and an unlikely leader, Christopher Michael Cook. He's in the lead. He's overtaken John Courier, and I wonder why. I see a 2-minute 1-second lap here on lap 53, likely a pit stop. Oh, so perhaps due to an incident a few laps ago. So that's going to put John Courier 2nd, David Tomes in 3rd, Connor Mendar to 4th, Alexandra Martineau 5th, Mohamed Azim 6th, the only Porsche driver without any points. 7th is going to be Marcel Spolos, 8th Andrew Smith, 9th is Bryce Lovelace, and he's nowhere. Meanwhile, I think the Mercedes just took a bit of a tumble dry there. But he just caught Craig by a full second. Yes, he's caught Craig big time, but the issue is lapped traffic. That's the underlying catch here. Seth is coming, and you could just see, look at how aggressively he's taking every corner. He is putting 2 tires on the curbstones or even in the grass in every single turn, plus more. That's at the very least. So Seth, right now, driving the wheels off of his Mercedes-Benz. That is not surprising at all, if you ask me. He's within 3 seconds of Craig, but don't think that really matters because of the lap traffic. It's the biggie here, folks. Yep, there you go. He'll get around one of the, he'll get around a Porsche there. You know, Craig not catching lap traffic on a good portion of the course can cost you 5 to 6 seconds. Seth caught the lap traffic on the good portion of the course. He's not going to get around the Porsche here, though. So it's going to be smooth sailing for Craig Fisher for right now. Meanwhile, Marcel Amon has caught up. No surprise, but also nothing that he can do. He's stuck behind the same lap traffic. Meanwhile, Joey Martinez, he's pretty much got 4th secured right now. He's pretty far away from 5th, Matteo Giuliano. 6th, Hayden Hearn. 7th, Devin Williams. 8th, Jean-Michel Chun. And 9th, Cesar Gomez. And how about 10th, Jason Mudd? This is the closest that Jason has gotten to a points-paying position all day long. He'll go on board the number 28 Toyota. Here, having a difficult time getting around a Viper. They'll probably dump him or something. Oh, there he goes. They'll get right around him there. Just trying to catch up there. Oh, Jason Mudd taking a tumble. Not good. Meanwhile, Seth still trying to catch Craig. Right now it's at 0 avail. He's not a long way away from Craig. He's just lap traffic away from Craig. And that is the defining factor, if you ask me, wherever you are. How much lap traffic is in between you and the leader. And that tells you how close you are to him. Every single lap. Oh! A little bit of a tumble there from Seth Jab. Gotta be careful here not to make a mistake. You've been so close for so long, and now Marcel Amon's in pit road. He's unlikely to lose the position here. So Marcel back out to the track. While Cesar is trying to find a way around Jean-Michel Chung. He needs that position back. Remember, although the positions mean nothing for Nissan as far as Nissan gaining points, it means a lot for Nissan in preventing Toyota from gaining points for the Manufacturers' Championship, so they would like to keep Jean-Michel Chung back there. Right. And now we got a problem. Seth Jab has just retaken the lead on Craig. Oh boy. Seth Jab has finally retaken the lead. Oh my. Mercedes around. So Seth, driving the wheels off of his car, has gotten him somewhere. A lead. So Seth back to the lead. And a very good job for him. Sure. Still on the right thing here. And boy, left traffic not playing nice to Craig now. And that's exactly what happens. Nothing's guaranteed. Left traffic doesn't play your way. Left traffic just doesn't play your way, and there's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is sit back and hope that left traffic lets you by. If left traffic doesn't let you by, then you can lose a lead very quickly. This is why Craig needs to get around these lap cars. Get as close to Seth as he possibly can. You also have to remember that Marcel, he is close by. Don't want to let him get any closer. He's been driving the wheels off the car more than Seth Jab has. Oh, well, Viper just went off the track. Dangerous. Well, let's see here. Will the Toyota hold up the Merc? Well, it's GT1 class, but the Toyotas have been a bit slow today, missing the setup as we said. Toyota and Porsche are really missing the setup today, badly. And there goes Seth, he's going to try to pass the Toyota. That was an awful idea. And one of the Vipers are coming into pit road. That's Marcel Holos. So now Craig is going to look for a way around Marcel here. Seth. Wow. Well, they both drive Mercedes, so. You can make an entire blooper reel with my commentary. I might go ahead and do that depending on how many races I decide to archive. Awful behavior. Craig trying to find a way around the Merc. Seth Jab trying to hold him off. We got a lapped car. That is, well, we got a GT2 car. That's the biggie right there. Ooh, Seth's going to try to step out and pass Jonathan Garcia. That might have been a mistake. Craig is still there. Craig's tried to get around Seth there, but that just didn't work. Seth now trying to pass one of the Porsches, and that's Alexander Martineau to be precise, and he does. Now we're looking for Craig. He'll get around that Porsche as well on the long straightaway. An excellent battle for the lead here in GT1. It hasn't gone away. McLarens are in pit road. They're a lap down now. Jonathan Garcia desperately trying to fight to be on the lead lap. Desperately. Craig desperately trying to find a way around the Mercedes, because right now Mercedes is going to add 23 points to their manufacturer total. Marcel Amon, not Marcel Amon, well, Seth Jab or Marcel Amon, if either of them win, they're going to have 20 points, which will rise them in the standings significantly. And now they're side by side, going down the straightaway. Mercedes appears to have superior straightaway speed. What does the Nissan try to do? He fell back a little bit. Might try to follow the Mercedes. He will. The Viper tries to block him. Man, the GT2 cars are not being nice to Craig. Seth looking, he's now got the biggest lead that he's had on Craig since he's gotten the lead from him. That has diminished entirely. Now here comes Craig. Craig, he was right on the back of Seth. Seth trying to find a way around Jonathan Garcia. He's really slowing him down. Craig looking for a way to get around Seth Jab here. Meanwhile, Marcel Amon, he's got it. He's within 20 seconds now. And now here we go. They're side by side again. And looks like Craig's going to prevail here. No, not quite. No, John Courier gives the position to Seth Jab. And John Courier right there pulling a knot. That was just a very unsportsmanlike move there. Pulling directly down in front of Craig. Though then again, when you look at it, John is fighting for the second position with his teammate David Tones. But still, you let the upper class cars by. You don't do something like that. Now Craig's got to come back, and all that John pulled just to go to pit road. I agree with you. That was a very unsportsmanlike move there by John. It's not like I can penalize him for it, but it's not a nice move. Meanwhile, Jean-Michel Chung's gotten into 7th, so Hayden Hurd now down to 8th, and Cesar Gomez into 9th. Meanwhile, Seth is just pulling out in front of Craig right now. Yep. So Seth, he's got the lead again. after what was an exhilarating battle, to say the least. David Tones now coming up into fourth here. Running the second. The Porsches have moved up into fourth. And boy, it just seems like the Porsches never go away. They just always seem to somehow be up towards the front. We haven't had a Viper winner yet, so we'll see if that'll happen here between Tones and Cook. 3.528 seconds now, the difference between Seth and Craig. And the main issue here I would say is that there's no lap traffic for Miles. And Craig's aerodynamics are a bit salty. So it'll be interesting to see if Craig can run him back down. Can he? You never know. Ooh, I think Craig is trying. He's gained about a half a second this lap. Ooh, Seth had a really bad chicane. We'll see where that puts Craig. .4 seconds. So Craig all of a sudden is coming. Jean-Michel Chung has a comfortable lead on Hayden Hearn, so we don't have to worry about that. And even more comfortable lead on Cesar Gomez. And we'll take a break in the GT1 action and show you what's going on in GT2. Your leaders, Christopher Cook. Second place, David Tones, Viper. Third place, Connor Mindar. Fourth, Andrew Smith. Fifth, John Courier. Sixth, Alexander Martineau. Seventh, Marcel Holos. And eighth, Lee Barrett Martin, with Mohammed Azim being in the 9th spot, 0 points. Daniel Hudson is last place in GT2. Kyle Whitman will finish in last place overall. He is out with an engine. Obviously, no points given. Craig is catching that Mercedes. I don't know how he's doing it, but he is. Whoa, Justin Demon! I don't know what the hell that was. I think he's gone for his second tumble. Let's find out what happened here. Yep, a second tumble. So we'll see Justin on pit road, no doubt about it. Just think at one point we were thinking that the McLaren was going to be maybe in a points paying position. That of course has now been ruled out. Will not be happening. Nathan Foy trying to get up. Well, folks, we are approaching the 2/3 mark of this race. We're about 5 minutes away from our third hour, from entering our third hour of competition here today. I mentioned it earlier on in the stream. I go ahead and mention it again. The next race will be in Galicia, the capital of Galicia, Thunder Bay, actually a street course. The Thunder Bay 500 kilometers on the streets 2 weeks from now, January 30th. Race will begin, as always, 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
So Craig, he's coming back. With a vengeance, I should say. But he's also got a lap car to get by. Yep. It's tough here. I think that Craig right now, because of what happened, he's just trying to survive to the next pit stop. He got really beaten up badly in his battle against the Merc. I think he's just trying to survive until the next huge thing of lap traffic. Or he's trying to survive to the final pit stop of the race. And speaking of the final pit stop of the race, one would expect that to be coming up. Not really anytime soon. Craig, last time that Craig pit was lap 56. The next time that you expect Craig to pit would be when? Well, he made, what, 29 laps the first time. Right. So I'd expect him to make it to about lap 85. The Merc will make it to lap 90. So we're nowhere near pit stops. Not good, considering Craig needs that. He can't go ahead and do an unscheduled pit stop. That's just gonna throw him A, off kilter, B, he's still gonna need to make another pit stop. Meh. If I was Craig, I would realize it's gonna be really close on fuel. I might need to make another pit stop anyways. You know, it always gets crazy down in these final few laps. Who has enough fuel to make it? Who doesn't? Oh! Scotty boy taking a tumble there. So now Craig is kind of clawed his way back. I say kind of because he really hasn't. But Craig is trying like hell to claw his way back up to that Mercedes. Let's just see that the Mercedes is just too much quicker. Craig's got a lot of damage on that car, he needs it fixed. If the race were to end right now, since we're now at the 2-hour mark, I think it's appropriate. If this race were to end right now, Mercedes would end up getting 23 points. Nissan would end up getting, what, 17 points. Yes. And oddly enough, your points leader would still be Jonathan Garcia. He would still have the lead with 23 points. Second place would still be Cal Lucas Abreu with 22 points. Third place would still be Jason Mudd with 21 points. Then in fourth place you'd have Seth Jab with 20 points. Oh, there you go. So right now it goes Mercedes, Nissan, Mercedes, Nissan. I'm pretty sure Devin would like to make that Mercedes, Nissan, Mercedes, Nissan, Nissan. Well, almost certainly. Mercedes, Nissan, Mercedes, Nissan, Nissan. If he can go ahead and do that, that would be great. And there he goes. And he's like, excuse me, Joe Martinez, I got more important things to do than to be behind you. So Devin Williams will now take the 5th position. Craig is closing in again on the leader. Ooh, oh, man. This is as close that he's gone to Seth Jab in probably about 10 laps. Ooh, Seth's like, excuse me, I kind of have a race to win here. I want to say that's Avery Craig that is currently blocking them. Ooh! Things are going to get really interesting here going down into this hairpin corner. Oh, Craig's going to get him. Craig is going to get him. Yeah, Craig's got him. Maybe. Yes, Craig has the lead again, but it's only official if he keeps it to the line. Is it official? Yep, Craig's going to keep it to the line. And in fact, Seth Jab's going down pit road. Yeah, that's making me scratch my head too. That'll put Marcel Amon into 2nd place. Devin Williams is actually well behind. Mateo also going into pit road. So maybe some early pit strategy going on, some short pitting going on here. Maybe thinking, okay, we're not going to be able to make it on 1, so we're going to try to short pit on 2. So Craig Fisher, for the time being, will probably be enjoying a 15-second lead for the next few laps. Should be noted here that Marcel Amon, last time that he pit, lap 65, he only needs to make one more pit stop, and that's on lap 95. Meanwhile, if Craig Fisher pits on lap 87, as projected, that's going to be a 28-lap run to the lead. The main question we all have is, does he have 28 laps in him? That's a tough one. That is a tough question. That's a question everyone's got to ask. Do we have 28 laps in our car? How many laps? So we can definitely make 29 laps. So we can make 29 laps. We did that. But at leader's pace, we can only make about 26, 27. That's difficult. So does he try? Well, how many laps is 29 from 56? 85. Oh, so he's gonna have to pit at 85, and he's gonna have to make it 30 laps. Oh boy. Anyways, I'm now going to check up on the GT2 battle. Christopher Michael Cook still leading, surprisingly. Second place, David Tone's way behind. Third place, another long ways behind, Alexandra Martineau. And a short ways behind is Connor Mindar in fourth. And then we have John Courier in fifth. Sixth is Muhammad Asim. Seventh, not too far behind, Andrew Smith. Eighth, Lee Barrett Martin, a bit further behind. And ninth, Marcel Holos. Actually, Muhammad Asim just pitted, so Marcel Holos will move into the top 8, maybe. We'll find out. No. Lee Barrett Martin will actually be lucky. He's beat Muhammad Asim out, and did I see Craig in pit road? Yes. Problem. Uh-oh. Now, Craig and Seth. Craig needs to make it on 32 laps. Seth needs to make it on 35 laps. Marcel only needs to make it on 25. Oh, man. So your winner of this race is more than likely going to be Marcel Amon. But in second place right now, Craig Fisher. Certainly no doubting that. We'll find out though. Craig just got excused. So Craig's going to fall back into the third position. Marcel Amon to pit road. What? Oh, dear me. That sends Joey Martinez to third. What? Please. And if that kitty isn't sweet enough for you, how about Nathan Foy to 9th as Cesar Gomez drops down to 11th? Well, we said that Nathan Foy is Porsche's only hope today. Oh, Seth up on 2 wheels. Oh boy, we're going to have a very exciting finish on both ends of the GT1 class. I don't know about GT2. I'll keep you posted on GT2, but right now Christopher Michael Cook's got a very large lead. Meanwhile, Craig's gotten back around. Seth. Oh, man. And it's a fair ball game again. Craig Fisher is back into the lead. Oh, he took a tumble, but he doesn't hit anything. Oh my. This has been an insane battle. Joey Martinez might actually want to get in on a little bit of fun here, but you gotta remember that he last pit on lap 77. So Joey Martinez very well might say, hey, I want to lead. Oh. Seth is well behind. Oh, that's not good. Nathan, where are you? He is 10 seconds behind Jean-Michel Chung. Nathan's last pit is on 81. Jean-Michel Chung's last pit $76. Did we say that Panos wanted to get in on a little bit of fun? Here comes Joey Martinez. Oh boy. He's coming. Joey's coming. Here he comes. Oh, Seth. Oh, Seth took the tumble. Joey Martinez will take advantage. Martinez is now in second. Oh my. A Toyota was on pit road there. Is not Jean-Michel Chung or Jason Mudd. Nathan Foy is chasing Jean-Michel Chung down. Craig's got a 5.8 second lead on Joey Martinez. Seth Jab has fallen to third. Marcelo Mon fallen to fourth. All of a sudden, Joey Martinez well, we knew coming into this race that the only three people that could walk out of here with the points lead would either be Jason, Jonathan, or Cal Lucas Freya. With Cal though, there you go. He's in 15. He's wrecked. Jonathan Garcia, he's in 14. He's wrecked. Jason Mudd, he's in 11th. Wrecked. Nathan Foy could use a point though. Craig's lead has swollen to 7 seconds. Oh. Ooh, man. Craig Fisher might bring home a win here for Nissan and for Killy. Marcelo Mon from Marcelania. No hope there. And of course you've got Seth Jab from Okay, Miniman Cam asks, are these real people? The answer is yes. Every single one of these people is somebody that I know. Except for this one down here, that's just a fake name. Yes, these are real people. They're not drivers, but they are real people. So, Craig Fisher with the lead. 8.6 seconds over the leader of ADR. Mr. Clutch, Joey Martinez. The Ford Maniac, if you will. Alright, I know that we've been on air for about, what? Gotta be getting close to 2.5 hours now. We haven't been on air for 2.5 hours. Still a few minutes away from that. But one thing I can guarantee here is that this race is starting to wind down, folks. This race is starting to wind down. And Joey Martinez has been catching, but that's because lap traffic has been brutal. Christopher Michael Cook still has a generous lead on David Tones, Andrew Smith in third, and how about that? For the first time, we've had the Orica Vipers 1, 2, 3. Alexandra Martino fourth. That's the best Porsche, I would say, by surprise. 5th place, Connor Mindar. 6th place, Sean Courier. 7th place, Mohammed Azim. 8th place, Lee Barrett Martin. Matteo Giuliano, I just swapped to position battle here. That seemed close, and now Matteo seems to be running down the 92 of Devin Williams here, to trying to hold off, per se. Although this battle means nothing in manufacturer points, it will mean something for driver's points, that's for certain. So perhaps Matteo will try to get around Devin. Of course he will. We're talking about teacher versus student right here. Devin versus Matteo, these two go, they have a pretty big history together. Both of them from Glisa. And there you can see Matteo making an excellent move. That seems like a move that Devin would pull there too. Yeah, so you got two hyper-aggressive drivers racing up against each other. That's what it comes down to sometimes. Craig pulling it in for the Killy Boys right now, though. Certainly. Craig personally out of the country Killy. Really showing his hometown up well, and meanwhile, well, we'll go on board the driver that has dominated most of this race, Seth Jab. Seth trying to see. Wow, it looks like that he's fighting his wheel a lot more than he was early on in this race. So that car was nice and smooth. That car isn't as smooth as it was earlier. So we could be looking at a potential downfall. We also have to realize that everyone has to pit at least once. Yes. Everyone in the field has to pit one more time, at least in GT1 anyways. I haven't really been keeping track of GT2 because usually the GT2 race is crap. No offense to the people that like Vipers and Porsche 911s, but Christopher Michael Cook's currently got like a half of a lap lead on David Tones, so there's really no point in keeping track of that. Meanwhile, Seth and Joey Martinez, they are both running down Craig. Oh boy. Oh, we got a battle for position here. Seth Jab has just gone around Joey Martinez. Wow. So Seth Jab has won it. Well, not exactly. I don't know why I jumped to conclusions like that. But Craig is the two lapped cars that he's currently ahead of, that currently separate him from Seth. Other than that, you take a look at fourth. You got Marcel Amon. A great performance from him out of Marcelinian. Fifth and sixth going to the Gleason natives, Mateo and Devin. Seventh place, Jean-Michel Chung out of New Mauritius. Oh, man. And then in eighth, we have Hayden Hearn. And in ninth, Nathan Foy out of the Fools Republic. One Porsche retired on lap 17 today. One Porsche 911 GT1 retired lap 17. Now, Nathan, he was pretty close there to Hayden Hearn, trying to get into a points-paying position. Remember, only the top 8 gets paid points. And meanwhile, Craig Fisher's jumped out to a 7-second advantage on Seth Jab and a 9-second advantage on Marcel Amon, which would mean that Joey Martinez has taken the pit road. It's only 23 laps to the finish, so he should be okay. Remember that lap counter is actually one lap less than what you would expect. So what it means is that we're actually on lap 93 of 115. When he crosses the line, we're actually going to be on lap 94 of 115. So now there's actually only 22 laps to go. Easily within everyone's pit window, I would say. Now Vipers are 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go on board John Courier just because we haven't done it in a while. This is a Viper on board cam. There goes John Courier around. So Seth has now gotten within 5 seconds of Craig, but again, lap traffic kind of breaks the deal. It's certainly a deal breaker for me. But we'll find out what happens. I think what's going to be really interesting is to see if Nathan Foy can ever get out in front of Hayden Hearn here, because it would be the first time that the Porsche 911 GT1 has scored any points. That's huge. Yep. How many points has the drivers of the Porsche 911 GT1 scored to this point in the season? 0, despite incredible performances, I should say. especially at Moncton. They gave it everything they had, and they finished 9th and 10th. Can't get any closer than that. And they end up doing a repeat of that at Atikakari, finishing 9th and 10th. Now this time we've got one finishing 16th guaranteed as Kyle Whitman is out. But if Nathan Foy, for the 3rd straight race, ends up finishing 9th, I really don't know what to say anymore for this Porsche crew. They got to do something better than 9th eventually. I really don't know what to say to this Porsche crew. They got to do better than 9th eventually. Ooh, some major lap traffic here, giving Craig a lot of fits, and now we're going to get a battle for the lead here, folks. Here we go. Once again. Oh, we got a car back-ending into the wall back there. Was that Marcel Amon? We'll find out right now. If that's Marcel Amon, that's huge. It will be. Oh, that's huge. Meanwhile, here we go. Craig's got one job right now, and that's to keep that 36 Mercedes behind him. The 36 Mercedes up on 2 wheels. The Merc's down low. And, oh, Craig with the wherewithal to throw the block. But it looks like it's not going to be enough. Seth's got the lead yet again. So Seth has returned to the lead here at Calgary. Oh boy. Now what does that mean? Absolutely nothing. There's still one more pit stop. Oh dear me. Believe this, Craig is going to run down Seth one more time in this race. Marcel Amon not opting to pit road. Matteo Giuliano's gotten into, well, he's been in fourth for quite a while, so it'll be Joe Martinez that's actually increasing his position. Foy, 6 seconds off from 8th place. Meanwhile, how is GT2 shaping up? Vipers finally are going to get what they want in a victory. But even with that sweep, it's not going to bring them anywhere close to the manufacturer points that Porsche has. Despite that they're more than likely going to get 26 points. And Craig's back. You can clearly see the pattern here. Craig is really good on that back part of the track. Seth is really good on the front part. Oh boy. Which is odd because you would expect it to be the opposite with how heavy the Nissan is. But this may sound weird, but usually with the way that Nissan makes their cars, the heavier their car is, the faster it is. That's the way it's worked for Skylines, and Seth's gonna pull out to at least a 6-second lead here. Oh, maybe not! Craig's gonna be able to sneak by, but he's gonna lose at least 2 seconds here on Seth. He's able to sneak around the number 65 Porsche. Like I said, he's going to lose 2 seconds here. close battle for certain here. All eyes on the track right now are pretty much focused in on the lead battle. There's going to be one more pit stop in this race, and the question is when. Oh, a back end into the wall, and what's going on here? Joey Martinez, I think, just ended up losing a position. Yes. That's exactly what happened. So now Craig is 2 seconds behind Seth. Now that he can really crank up his top speed, watch this. No, maybe not. Maybe Seth's just faster all around, and that appears to be the case. And in fact, Marcel Amon is, well, he's 5 seconds back. Lap traffic is nowhere to be found for Craig. Never mind. Plenty of lap traffic to be found for Craig. And remember, that's going to help Marcel Amon as well. That's going to really help Marcel Amon as well, so gotta be careful what you do here. Mohammed Azim back up to 5th. He's the only Porsche driver to not record points yet. Boy, we're really getting down to the nitty-gritty here, aren't we? Oh boy, you can bet we are. We are on lap 100. This race is winding down, folks. I really like these races. You know, I always look at them and I think of how long they are. 500 kilometers, 3 hours long, and then I think about it and I'm like, these races actually aren't that long. Well, there you go. That's what Seth just did to 2 of those Porsches. So not good news for Craig. As he's catching them on parts of the track where he can't pass them. Exactly, and that's the difficult part right there, is that this part of the track is really a no-pass zone. You'll see Marcel Seth putting down more lapped cars, so, boy, really not making it easy for Craig here. Not making it good for Craig at all. 15 laps to go, folks. When we come to the line, it's going to be 14 to go. And there's still another pit stop on the cards, folks, because nobody can make it to the end on fuel. And I know this for certain. And watch, because I said that everyone will make it on fuel. But I know this. Nobody can make it on fuel. Everyone's going to have to pit at least one more time. Especially Seth Job. He's got to He's got to make it on 45 laps, and that's just not going to happen. I mean, he's going to have to make it on 35 laps. He can only make it on 30. Craig needs to make it on 30 laps. He can only, 32 laps. He can only make 29. Marcel, he pit on 85. That puts it at 30. He can only make 27. In fact, Marcel's just coming out of pit road right now. Oh. So there you go. Nathan's now nearly 10 seconds off of Hayden Hurd. Boy. Craig is caught up. He's getting there. He's definitely getting there. He's trying. He's going to make this race interesting. 13 to go when we get to the line. Oh boy. Folks, this is going to be put down as probably one of the best races of the season, so be ready for that designation. Wouldn't be surprised if this ends up getting Race of the Year. In fact, I think Seth just made the move that sealed him the win. We'll find out. Uh-oh. This isn't good for Craig. Lap traffic, kind of nil right now. Yep, that's a lot faster, so he's got to rely on that pit stop now. It's all he can rely on. Is that pit stop. Craig is a lot closer, though, than Seth on his field. Craig needed to conserve 3 laps. Seth needs to conserve 5. Marcel also needs to conserve 3. If they were to make it. But that's just not going to happen. This race has been interesting, to say the least. Craig gets through the final chicane there. He's probably going to end up being clocked at over 4 seconds back. No, not quite. But still realize that Seth, I'm going to keep on confusing these two because I think that Marcel's the faster of the two. I'm going to keep on saying that. Seth, he is, probably got this race under control. There is no lap traffic anywhere. Well, you know that's got to change in like 3 or 4 laps. Yep. Well, by then, Seth's probably going to have a 5-6 second lead. It's already pushed it up to 5. So, boy, it's looking difficult. Nope. Coming down to the line now. When we cross it, we'll be on lap 105. The lead's now 5 seconds.
Literally all the lapped cars are on the opposite side of the track. Oh. They're literally half a lap away. Which is not a good sound for Craig. I see a McLaren up there, that's it. Does that McLaren? And now there's going to be that paint-offs in between them, and that's actually Joey Martinez. No, that's Cal Lucas Abreu. Joey Martinez is outside the top 10. Nathan Foy's up into 7th. How did that happen? Nathan Foy is about to get his first points-paying position of the year. 7th place. 2 points! 2 points! That's huge. 2 points. That's pretty big. Remember, there's still one more pit stop yet, so not all is lost for Craig. You can even see. Yeah, only up where the McLaren is. And let's see here, how long will it take? Now, lap traffic's still a good 2 laps away for these leaders. Plus you have Cal Lucas Abreu, which honestly, he's not going to improve his position. I don't even know why he's racing out there. Well, I guess you never know what could happen. 9 laps. 9 laps to go. The lead is 6 seconds. Amount of lap traffic in the windshield of Seth Jab is still yellow. It's just 0, zilch, zippo, nothing. So the lead's now up to 7 seconds. So Seth's probably got this race in the bag. I've seen crazy things happen. Lap traffic is going to be on the cards next lap. Okay, lap traffic will definitely be on the cards here, folks. How nice will it be? Craig is really far behind. If I were Craig right now, I would pit. Yeah. Yeah, I realize 8 laps to go. These guys still need a pit. Yeah. And the lead is now 7 seconds back to Seth. And he's already gotten around 1 lapped car. 2 lapped cars between them. So that's all that she wrote, folks. Seth Jab is going to be your winner of this race, undoubtedly. Unless by some miracle chance that he isn't, which is impossible. Yeah. Because he's going to have a 10-second lead now, and he's just cutting through all that lap traffic like butter. Craig isn't catching him. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. It's over. And the next set of GT2 cars is in the next lap. He's got that going for him. But Craig is done. Seth Jab, your winner. I'm pretty sure of it. 7 laps to go. .5 seconds the lead now. The lead battle's gone. Nathan, with a pit stop, falls back to 11th. 12th. So the hopes of Nathan ending up with a points-paying position finish, they're wiped off the cards. So that's not going to happen. The only thing that Craig can hope for now is a bad pit stop from Seth. Otherwise, it's the winner. Crystal Michael Cook, basically the same thing. David Tone second. John Courier third. Great job by the Viper team finally bringing home a really good finish. You got Porsches in 4th and 5th, but hey, you're doing well. Seth Jab just needs to... Oh! Bad merge. That wasn't the Merc, though. Remember, the Merc still needs to pit. I'll take a look at it right now. Let Seth Jab pit on lap 80. He needs to pit this lap. And we'll see if he does. Yes! I finally got one of my predictions right. So now Craig can't pit or loses. Yes. Oh well, he loses. So we'll just wait for more. Well, no, that's not going to happen. That's already out of pit road, pretty much. There we go. In fact, Craig's going to drop behind Marcel Amon. So Mercedes qualifying 1-2, likely to finish 1-2. Craig gave it the old try, did a big swing and a miss, struck himself out. He tried his best, it didn't turn out that well. All I can hope to do right now is pass Marcel Amon, and that's not going to happen because Marcel's a faster driver. That is the unfortunate part for Mercedes. 1-2 today unless something weird happens. We'll just bring it in. 4 laps to go when Seth comes to the line. He's going to be slated for the win. Marcellamon, any lapped cars to cause discomfort? Yes. So this race is not decided. Not by any means. At least for second place anyways. Oh! One of the Vipers just ended up messing up, so that reduces Craig's chances of finishing second. Craig's got to find some way around that Merc. He's right there. Nah, there's no way. Craig's got to cut his losses here and realize the best he's going to do is third. Because I think those 2 Porsches in front of him pit. Craig ain't giving up though. Oh, no way. So Seth's gonna come to the line where we got 3 to go. Craig looked, can't get it. That's gonna help Marcel. Here we go, lap traffic. And of course the Merc pulls better in the draft. Oh, Craig's gonna try it! Craig's gonna try it! He's got it! Craig's got it! Craig's got the second position. 3 laps to go. What can Craig do with all this second position? Lose it. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Well, maybe not. Yep, lose it. Well, no. Oh, no, no. No, he's got it. So Craig's got second. He's not going to run down Seth unless something, like I said, unless something awfully weird happens up here, like if someone decides to wreck, well, it's possible if someone decides to wreck Seth for whatever reason. Seth ends up in the sand pit. There's got to be something like that, otherwise Seth wins. As far as GT2 is concerned, we're pretty much wrapped up here. Christopher Michael Cook will win. David Tones will be in second. Connor Mendard third. John Courier fourth. Mohammed Azim fifth. Andrew Smith sixth. Lee Barrett Martin seventh. And Avery Craig eighth. Those are your points. Nice. Craig trying to run away from Marcel. In fact, Marcel Amon's going down pit road. Nathan has no shot at finishing in the top 8 unless Hayden, Cesar, and Jason all pit. Or mess up or something. No, because Marcel Amon hit. That's going to put Devin into third. So Devin's now going to go into third place. Matteo Giuliano is going to go into 5th place behind Marcel Amon, which is pretty big for team points. Mercedes will still get more than Nissan, but still really good for team points. Alright folks, here it is. We're just going to watch Seth take the checkered flag here pretty much. He's going to come down. He's going to take the white flag this time around. There you go. The white flag is displayed. Seth Jab has dominated this race. Led basically every single lap in the first half. Had an epic battle with Craig Fisher in the second half, in which he won. He survived several wrecks in front of him, several wrecks behind him. He's been out of trouble all day long. And now it's time to reward Mercedes with their first victory of the IFAS GT HypoWorld Championship. Only 2 more corners to go, and we have a winner. Here it comes up off the final hairpin. Seth Jab. It took him a few races to finally figure out this Mercedes program. Finally, they have figured out a winning formula here. One more chicane and they've got it. Clean through the last chicane. Will Seth survive the straightaway? He will. Checkered flag is in the air. Seth has won today's race. The 500 kilometers of Calgary, Seth has won. Craig Fisher will be finishing second. Here comes Devin Williams coming along. He'll finish in third. Now we'll take a look at GT. Christopher Michael Cook's in pit road for whatever reason. However, he will cross the line. He will win the race. David Tones sliding through. He's going to come on down, and he will take second place in GT2. Third place will go to Connor Mindar. Here comes John Courier. He'll cross in fourth. Mohammed Azim. He's put in a country type effort. And he'll get rewarded. Fifth place for Mohammed Azim. Andrew Smith will cross the line. Sixth place. Lee Barrett Martin in pit road. He will take seventh place because Marcel Hollis has already crossed for eighth. Your top 8 for GT1, so the people that get points are as follows. Seth, Craig, Devin, Marcel Amon, Joey, Jean, Hayden, and Cesar. This is the best race for Nissan yet. Your points paying positions in GT2 are as follows. Chris Cook. So we got Christopher Cook, David, Connor, John, Mohammed, Andrew, Lee, and Marcel Holos. Everyone else walks away with nil points. For these points. So we will see you next time for the 500 kilometers of the 500 kilometers of Thunder Bay.